let's put this matter to bed about what happened at Nsuatreman. So we've seen the videos, people calling for the driver of the ambulance who wasn't there. You must have looked into this. What happened, and how can you educate us on what these ambulance staff were supposed to have done in such a situation?
Okay, Mr. Youngson, thank you very much. The story wasn't complete because, as a country, people are very quick to sensationalize events. Normally when there's a social event, there's what we call medical cover. And so when the paramedics or the crew arrive, they will be in touch with the coordinators, and then they will tell them what to do. But for sporting events like this, they will be in the stadium in case there are any casualties, then to attend to them. So if you follow the story, what happened was that when the riots ensued, about 4 people sustained multiple injuries. And so these EMTs had to move in to attend to them. So while we were attending to them, that was when the stabbing incident took place. And this happened outside the stadium. So the protocol supporter had to be carried towards the ambulance. So they arrived at the time when this EMT crew were still attending to the casualties. So it was after when the attention was on to this other casualty, then they had to come back, some of them to attend to him. So if you follow, it was the EMTs who attended to the casualty and carried him to the hospital. And then the patient or the casualty died eventually in the hospital, but not in the stadium.
Right.
So that is exactly what happened. It's like they locked the ambulance.
So, Prof, help us understand. In such an instance, at such an event, is the EMT, the emergency medical team, supposed to leave the ambulance unattended?
No, what I'm saying, ideally, when there are casualties, obviously they will go and attend to the casualty and bring the patient to the ambulance. They don't stay at one piece in the ambulance. But if you follow this story, it was an abnormal situation where there was already a lot of casualties within a very short period of time. So if you observe, definitely they have to quickly go and attend to the patient. But Mr. Youngson, you see, there are 7 essential components of a well-developed pre-hospital emergency.
Forgive me, Prof. We will get to that in a minute, but let's just help us understand and clarify the situation well. So there were emergencies occurring inside the stadium, and the
Absolutely.
EMT were attending to those.
Yes, for casualties.
But what about the driver?
No, the driver is part of the crew.
Say that again.
Let me explain. The crew comprises of 3, and all of them are trained emergency medical technicians. The driver himself is also an EMT. So normally, all of them will attend to the patient and bring the patient to the ambulance to the hospital. So it's not a situation where there's a driver sitting down waiting for the others to come. No, they are all EMTs. Now, in situations where you don't have such accidents, then one person can remain in the vehicle, then the 2 will then bring the casualty. But if they have multiple casualties, definitely his services will be needed. And so he has to go and provide extra hands. And here they had 4 casualties at the same time. I hope you get me. And so that is why at the time the casualty got to the ambulance, there was nobody. But eventually they came and attended to him, and then they moved him to the hospital.
Yes,
so it's not like they locked the ambulance and they disappeared. But the reason I want us to really put this discussion in perspective is that because we have 7 essential components of a well-developed pre-hospital emergency response system, if you don't discuss the 7 together and you look at them in a disjointed manner, we'll miss the point and will not be able to really help to improve it. So if you allow me, we'll go through all the components and you'll see where the national ambulance comes in. And therefore, if we are able to improve the other components, situations like this will exist.